Hello and thank you for joining us for another interesting edition of Population Timeline, the weekly program that comes to you from the National Population Commission, the Nigerian government agency that provides demographic data for national development. I am Nkechi Okeshola. Welcome.
National Population Commission, providing demographic data for national development.
Members of the National Publicity Committee for the 2023 Population and Housing Census have been taking the census messages to various parts of the country to ensure mass participation on the basis of quality and correct information.
First, when we come to a state or a city, especially a city with such a very important history behind it, we visit the leaders of the land. We have come to pay courtesy on His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, and of course to ask for his support, for his cooperation, and for his partnership in the area of awareness creation. The second issue is we know the role of the traditional institutions when it comes to taking information down to the grassroots. Such institutions, by their tradition and culture, have structured communication networks. And when you visit the palace and you ask specifically what you want the palace to do, such request will automatically go down. Once the approval is given, the communication will go down, right down to the last person on the communication chain. The role we expect the Nigerian media to play is to saturate the airwaves, with all information and available and awareness creation schemes, and using different platforms to create awareness to ensure that there is no misinformation or disinformation about such an important national event.
At the town hall meeting in Kano, the representative of the Minister of Information and Culture, Garba Abari, told the different interest groups that their full participation is key for the success of the exercise. He explains the meeting is meant to sensitize them to enable them pass on the message to their constituencies. He said all residents of Nigeria are to be counted only once and in the right place.
On behalf of the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who is the chair of the National Publicity Committee, the 2023 National Population and Housing Census. It is a very important national event for which the Muhammadu Buhari administration has been planning over the years. The importance and the significance of a national census exercise, not only in Nigeria but anywhere in the world, cannot be overemphasized. The last population census that was held in this country was in 2006. It has been 17 years since then. Over the last 17 years, you will all agree with me that the population of Nigeria had increased by at least 30%, at least. We need to know our spatial distribution. We need to know how many exactly we are. We need to know what gender. We need to know what age grades different sections of our demography actually belongs to. This is important for national planning, for infrastructure, for budgeting, for security, and of course for enhanced national progress. People will begin to ask, what is the relationship between security and national census? Now, this is where the 2023 national census comes.
Dr. Garba Abari, who is the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, said the project is key to the progress of Nigeria because generating data is key to development planning. At the interactive session, questions were raised and concerns were expressed. Aminu Ahmed Tudunwada, a physically challenged Nigerian who attended the town hall meeting as a representative of 8 organizations, appealed to women to bring out all the children with any form of disability to be counted during the census. According to him, their numbers are sometimes underestimated due to the shame or ignorance of parents who fail to bring out their wards, and appealed that this time it should be different. The Kano State Commissioner for Information, Mohammed Garba, said the work they have been doing in collaboration with the National Population Commission shows that Kano State is ready for the census.
We have already appealed to the Commission to look at the issue of recruitment and then the issue of training. Recruitment, actually we observe here in Kano that the recruitment has not captured quite a number of women. We need a lot of participation of women to partake in the exercise because of our religion and our culture. In Kano, because of our religion, it's not everybody that will allow men to have access to his family, access to their home. Therefore, we still need a lot of women that we recruited to participate in this exercise. And I want to believe that since there is a window for training, we are appealing seriously to the Commission to look at this and look at the possibility of having more recruitment so that more women will be on board, and that will afford us the opportunity of ensuring that every household in Kano is being counted.
Director Public Affairs of the National Population Commission, Dr. Isiaka Yahaya, enlightened participants and also clarified some of the issues raised. He also advised citizens not to rely on social media that may give wrong information, saying that NPC is always ready to answer all questions.
So all the enumerators we have recruited for the 2023 census, they are indigenes of Kano. Not just that, they are indigenes of the local government areas where they are going to be worked. And how did we do this? When we are recruiting for the census, what we did is that the portal we are using can only work, you can only apply in where you are. In other words, if you are in Kano, during that period, if you stay in Kano and you say you want to apply for to work in Sokoto or Calabar, the portal will not open. It's only if you state you want to work in Kano and the specific local government area, that's when the portal will open. So we are sure that all the enumerators will come from the local communities. That's the first thing we are doing. The second one is that we'll be working with the security agencies and the traditional institutions to ensure the safety of our personnel and equipment. The chairman and also at the state levels, they have engaged the police, the traditional rulers.
As you can see, we are towards the end of the preparation because we have done all the trainings of the recruitments and the preparations. Already materials are on the ground, so we are now at the last lap of the preparation, because as you can see, we invited both indigenous and non-indigenous as stakeholders, because at this moment you need to emphasize to people the advocacy and the sensitization, more especially now that social media is trying to do havoc to the system. What I mean is, people need to know when is the census going to take place, what are the likely census questionnaires, question inside.
For example, some people are saying they need a proper representation, like the disabled persons.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, one of the respondents responded they have representation at national level. What they may be lacking here is at state level and some local government level. Right now, as you are seeing me, we are going to make a recommendation at the state level. So definitely it goes down to local government. We are going to make sure we include them so that we can have a harmony with them.
National Population Commission, providing demographic data for national development.
Nigerian students say that they want to be part of the population and housing census so that government can know their actual number and plan for their welfare. This was the thrust of a visit to the headquarters of the National Population Commission by the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students. Vice President of the body, Victor Ezenago, commended the National Population Commission for its elaborate plans to conduct the head count, but appealed that there should be more publicity in their campuses nationwide. According to him, there should be synergy between the two bodies.
Our organization is an organization that cut across every state, every geopolitical zone in Nigeria. And the organization is structured in such a way that we have 6 zones, starting from A to F. And in the organization, we have, at the zonal level, we have leadership of the zones in such a way that every leader of the zone, every leadership of the zone is considered from having a member from each state that comprises the make up the zone. And in each state, we also have a leadership of the state that is formulated by making sure that every member, every campus in that state has a member. That is where the state union government comes to play a role. So we have thought it wise that with our structure, we can help the commission to do proper sensitization and make sure that there is effective census for the year 2023. That's why we've come to say we want an incorporation of our structure into the process. We know that the process has actually started. It must have gone along, but we want the commission to find a way to incorporate us in such a way that.
Contributing, a member of NANS, Adebayo Kayode, said that they will mobilize all their members to be part of the exercise.
We realize the only thing that will make the actual number of Nigerian students to reflect in the 2023 census is when we have synergy, and we are championing the cause on our campuses in our various local government awards. That is when the actual number of Nigerian students will reflect this time around. And we don't want it to reflect in a raw way that we have had it, because in actual sense there's no exact figure as regard our number. That is the truth side. So this time around, we hope that at the end of this exercise, and we repose some degree of trust in your person based on the open door policy that you are ensuring at this moment. At the end of this exercise, we are going to have the actual number of Nigerian students in universities, in polytechnics, in colleges of education, in primary school and secondary school. We are very sure that this will help in policy formulation in subsequent years. So our appeal, sir, is for partnership and synergy, because we intend to reach out to our constituency and let them know that this process is for the benefit of all. We realize if we don't get it right this time around, it will take us 20 years backward. And we trust your person and the commission based on what you have done so far so good, that this process will be thorough and reflect the actual strength of Nigerian students for the betterment of all and the country at large. Thank you, sir.
In his response, Chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Isakwara, noted that the bulk of those recruited for the census are their members, adding that the 2023 Population and Housing Census will be different from previous censuses because it is driven by technology. Federal Commissioner representing Rivers State and Chairman Census Committee, Dr. Iqbalibo MacDonald Harry, explained that the President of the Students' Union Government in Rivers State is a member of the Census Planning Committee, saying all groups have been captured. Director General of NPC, Osifo Odingun, said because each headcount relies on the technology available at the time of the exercise, the one coming after the 2023 Population and Housing Census may rely on improved technology and improve on the exercise. Anriola Evening Olanikbekun, Director Census, expressed joy at the keen interest of the students and noted that knowing educational qualification of those who have graduated from tertiary institutions is relevant for development planning. The chairman later presented gifts to the students.
Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, what a union must progress. Of the greatest Bosa.
Officials of the Nigeria Digital Identification for Development were again at the National Population Commission to further improve on the synergy they sought for at their first visit in 2022. Solomon Musa Odele, the project coordinator, said that this second visit is part of engagement for a foundation identity ecosystem in Nigeria. He revealed that 3 development partners are providing funding for the project: World Bank, French Development Agency, and the European Investment Bank.
One of our mandates is to work together with Nigeria Data Protection Bureau to ensure that the Data Protection Bill, is enacted. And that happened to be the major disbursement condition of the EIB. If we are to actually work towards developing infrastructure and systems, we need to make sure that is put in place. They make sure that without that, we cannot spend their money. So efforts have been concentrated around ensuring that bill is passed. But thank God, the bill has been transmitted from the President to the National Assembly. If we're actually going to work with MPC, then this is the time to start that discussion. A lot of things, based on project appraisal document, there are a lot of things the project is supposed to work together with the Nigerian Population Commission to ensure that they are achieved. So we decided to just come up with just a 3-item here of collaboration. That is, the first one talks about collaborating with MPC to ensure all beds and deaths are duly registered electronically and that they are issued and named. So that's one major area we are to, based on the project appraisal document, we are to work with MPC to achieve this. The other one has to do with the collaboration in linking the civil registry with NIMSI's backend. I know something already exists, and we can assess what already exists, work together to see if there is any other area of improvement. So these are part of the things we intend to collaborate with MPC on. Then the last one is on the amendment of MPC Act of 1988. Yes, we are aware that something has already started. It is also part of our mandate, especially to bring about legal reform when it comes to identity in Nigeria. So anything that has to do with legal reform that contributes to the fundamental ID system, it is also part of our mandate. So we will also be very willing to work with the MPC, support MPC in getting this done. Apart from that, there are so many other things in terms of capacity building, because we know how important capacity building is, especially when it comes to technology. And that is also one of the areas that we'd like also to engage MPC. Already we have started something with NIMSI, though it is not totally in the large scale until EIB actually lift that disbursement condition from their side. We have started some things already with them around their infrastructure, scaling up a lot of things to make sure that the system accommodates. We're just talking about 98 million now. We're talking later about making it 250 million people in Nigeria being registered there. So we are working towards that also to make sure that is done.
Chairman of the National Population Commission said a proper identity system is key to the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. The chairman noted that since a working group was formed during the first visit, members should collaborate to achieve the goals of the partnership. Director, Civil Registration of the National Population Commission, Matthew Temidayo, observed the urgent need to correct a funding foundation deficiency to enable seamless implementation of the work. He said the FCT is now fully digitized in terms of civil registration.
Commission is the constitutionally mandated body to ensure that every vital event that happens within the confines of the boundary of the country are registered. And that is what we have been trying everything to do. And in doing this, we provide the foundational identity, upon which other forms of identity management is built on. And in doing this, Commission have taken giant strides. We come to realize that digitization is a global thing and Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind. And the Commission took the initiative. Commission have done a lot of investment into this. And we are aware that there is serious need for interoperability with all our partners, NIMSI, the health sector, road safety, and education and a whole lot. I'm happy to announce here today that the FCT, the seat of the government, is fully digitized. We are paperless. Now, concerning the collaboration with ID4D, like I discussed with my brother the other time we met, I think there is a structural defect. Structural defect in the sense that investment comes to the organization that provide the foundational identity first before other agencies that are built on this foundational identity. And I am very grateful that he's here today. It's not too late. We can still make things happen. And I want to assure you, on our own side in the Commission, we will do everything to ensure that we succeed.
Dr. Inuwa Jalingo, Census Manager, expressed satisfaction with the premium given to the civil registration since Nasir Isakwara assumed work as chairman of the Commission and called on ID4D to leverage on the renewed commitment for success. He appealed for implementation of the second component of the project, which relates to investment on the Commission from Nigeria Digital Identification for Development, which is a non-governmental organization. In her contribution, Director Legal of NPC, Choma Ume, said efforts are on towards amending a certain part of the law relating to civil registration to make it compulsory at birth. She noted that there are still challenges on civil registration in some rural communities in Nigeria. Thank you for watching and bye for now. I am Nkechi Okeshola.